Benedetta goes back inside and shows Bulgomia a statue. Bulgomia takes it and carefully shapes it like a digging tool so they can properly break the rocky ground and grow some green vegetables in it. Then Bulgomia shares the toy with Benedetta, which helps start digging the barren land. Benedetta feels very relaxed today, something she has never felt before. The movie opens by showing a girl named Benedetta with her parents. Her parents have come to leave her at a church so she can study there and become a gentle and wise nun. There are other girls in the church like Benedetta, and they take her to the head nun. Benedetta's father tells the head nun that his daughter has devoted herself to Jesus, meaning she has given up worldly pleasures and now considers the church her home. The head nun says that's fine, but if his daughter wants to become the bride of Jesus, he must give a dowry. Benedetta's father gives her 200 dirhams as dowry and leaves Benedetta there. After that, the head nun gives Benedetta church clothes because she no longer has any connection to the outside world. Benedetta is then shown her room. At night, Benedetta can't sleep, so she gets up and starts praying in front of Mother Mary. Suddenly, the statue of Mother Mary falls on her, but she isn't hurt at all. Benedetta even starts from Mother Mary, considering her as her mother. Other nuns arrive, take her away, and are shocked that such a heavy statue fell on her, but she didn't get injured. They begin to think there is something special about her. The scene then shifts to 18 years later. Benedetta is now a 22-year-old young woman. She performs the role of Mother Mary in the church to showcase her devotion. One day, she dreams of Jesus calling her toward him. She wakes up and realizes it was a dream. Benedetta tells this to her mother, who explains that since she is now the bride of Jesus, it's natural for him to appear in her dreams. Later, they go out into the town where they see a man beat his own daughter. The girl runs to Benedetta, grabs her feet, and begs for help. Her name is Bulgomia. She says her father and she doesn't want to go back with him. She asks to be taken to the church and made a nun so she can be safe. The head nun says they can take her in, but not without a dowry. The girl becomes sad. Benedetta's father steps in and offers to pay 200 dirhams again to save her life. They bring the girl to the church. Benedetta gives her water and soap to bathe so she can become pure. While the girl bathes, Benedetta keeps looking at her and feels shy. After bathing, the girl asks Benedetta if she has ever seen another girl without. Benedetta feels embarrassed and says such things are sinful in the church. Later, Benedetta takes her to another room where the girl talks about how her father hurt her. While they are talking, another nun arrives and takes Benedetta away to sleep. Benedetta shows the girl her room, and before leaving, Benedetta is left stunned and feels she has done something wrong, so she prays for forgiveness. The next day, all the nuns gather for prayer, including Benedetta. After some time, Bulgomia comes close to her and starts disturbing her from behind. Suddenly, several snakes appear and attack Benedetta, terrifying her. Then Jesus appears, kills the snakes, and saves her. He tells her that she belongs only to him and no one else can touch her. Benedetta suddenly wakes up and realizes it was just a dream. She regains her senses and pulls back in shock. Later, Benedetta goes to the father and confesses her sins. She feels deeply disturbed by her thoughts and dreams and doesn't understand what is happening to her. The father listens patiently and advises her to stay devoted, telling her that such struggles can sometimes be a test of faith. After this, the head nun calls Benedetta and gives her a new responsibility to take care of a very sick elderly nun. When Benedetta goes to help her change clothes, she notices that one of the nuns is badly infected. The sight shocks and frightens her. The old nun calmly explains that it has worsened over time. Feeling anxious, Benedetta rushes back to her room and checks herself, worried something similar might happen to her. However, she finds everything normal and eventually goes to sleep. Late at night, Benedetta suddenly starts screaming loudly. Her cries echo through the church, and all the nuns rush to her room. They try to hold her, but she is completely out of control. Seeing this, the head nun calls a doctor nun, who gives Benedetta herbal medicine to calm her down. Slowly, she becomes quiet again. After everything settles, Bulgomia quietly enters Benedetta's room. She gently her in an attempt to comfort her, and then leaves without saying anything. Shortly after, Benedetta falls into another intense dream. In it, soldiers chase her and attack her. She tries to escape, but they overpower her. Just when things seem hopeless, Jesus appears and saves her. But when she looks at his face, it suddenly changes into someone else, someone who then tries to. Benedetta begins reacting in her sleep, tossing and trembling. until the nuns calm her again. From that point on, Benedetta begins having such disturbing dreams every night. The head nun grows increasingly concerned and decides that Benedetta should not stay alone. She assigns Belgomia to live in Benedetta's room and take care of her. Belgomia stays close to Benedetta at all times. She brings her food, water, clothes, and looks after her needs. Over time, she becomes emotionally attached to Benedetta. One day, when Benedetta is about to change her clothes, Belgomia deliberately drops them. The moment feels intentional, but when questioned, she avoids giving a clear answer. Later, both of them lie down and go to sleep. That night, Benedetta once again sees Jesus in her dream. He tells her that she belongs only to him and that no one else has the right to touch her. Under his influence, Benedetta starts removing her clothes and moves toward him. But suddenly, she wakes up and realizes it was only a dream. At that very moment, Belgomia notices something shocking. The next day during prayer, Benedetta is brought forward, and she shows the marks on her hands and feet to everyone. The head nun immediately calls the priest. After examining her carefully, the priest declares that Jesus has entered her. However, the head nun is not fully convinced. She argues that Jesus also bled from the head, while Benedetta only has wounds on her hands. As they are discussing this, Benedetta suddenly screams again. When they rush to her, they see that blood is now also coming from her head. This terrifying sight shocks everyone present. Soon after, Benedetta begins speaking in a different voice, a voice that sounds like Jesus himself. Her words and behavior convince everyone that something divine is happening. At that moment, all doubts begin to fade, and people start believing that Benedetta is truly chosen and that this is a powerful divine sign. That night, while Benedetta is sleeping, the girl is lying beside her. Around midnight, Benedetta begins making strange sounds. The girl gently places her hand over Benedetta, and after that, both of them seem to relax and feel comforted. Just then, the mother arrives after hearing noises. The girl quickly covers it up, saying that Benedetta was having another dream, but in reality, something else had happened. The next day, the priest gathers all the people of the town. He announces that Jesus has entered Benedetta, and she is no longer an ordinary nun. He declares that she has now become a holy figure, like Mother Mary. Because of this, all the authority of the head nun is taken away and given to Benedetta. Even the head nun's room is handed over to her. When Belgomia and Benedetta move into the new room, they are very happy. Belgomia comes close to Benedetta and praises her beauty. Benedetta feels uncomfortable and tells her not to say such things, reminding her that Jesus would not forgive them. Later, when both of them are sitting together writing, Belgomia touches Benedetta's hand. This small moment deeply affects Benedetta, and she becomes emotional, unable to fully control her feelings. Slowly, Belgomia creates a more atmosphere. At first, Benedetta resists, but her emotions grow stronger. Eventually, Belgomia brings her to the bed and closes the door. In that moment, Benedetta gives in, and for the first time, she experiences a new kind of intense feeling, something she has never felt before. The next day, during a gathering, a woman is brought before the father to confess her sins. On the orders of the head nun, she punishes herself as an act of repentance. Seeing this, Benedetta feels deeply disturbed and tries to stop her, unable to bear the pain of watching it. That night, Belgomia brings a wooden object, intending to Benedetta. After fixing a small flaw in it, both of them come close again. Unaware to them, the head nun secretly watches everything through a small opening in the wall. At the same time, something strange appears in the sky, a red object moving toward the earth. The townspeople gather and watch in fear. Hearing the noise, Benedetta and Belgomia also come outside. The priest warns everyone that a terrible danger is coming because Jesus is angry with them and something has gone wrong. Suddenly, Benedetta begins speaking in the voice of Jesus and reassures everyone that she will protect them. Her words calm the people, and their fear slowly fades. Soon after, everyone notices that the same woman who punished herself the previous day has climbed to the roof of the church. The head nun runs after her to stop her, but the woman refuses to listen. She is tired of the strict rules. Benedetta angrily blames the head nun, saying this happened because of her harsh behavior. An argument breaks out between them, but the priest and others step in and calm the situation. Later, Benedetta goes back inside and shows Belgomia a statue. Belgomia shapes it into a useful tool so they can work on the hard ground and grow something from it. Together, they begin using it, symbolizing a strange sense of relief and connection. But after some time, Benedetta suddenly starts crying. She feels exhausted and overwhelmed by everything happening around her. She no longer feels at peace. The scene then shifts, showing that a deadly plague has spread through the city. People are dying without any clear reason, and fear begins to take over everywhere. Disturbed by everything happening, the head nun finally decides to report the matter to the churchmaster. Late at night, she secretly leaves to meet him. However, Belgomia notices her going and quickly rushes to Benedetta, warning her that the head nun might expose them. Belgomia becomes very anxious and starts imagining the worst. But Benedetta, trying to stay calm, tells her not to worry and insists that the head nun doesn't know anything for sure. Still, Belgomia can't shake off the fear. Why would the head nun go to the master at such a late hour? Seeing her so tense, Benedetta tries to distract and comfort her. At this point, Benedetta is so deeply consumed by her own desires and emotions that she barely pays attention to the danger approaching them. On the other side, the head nun reaches the church master and tells him everything about Benedetta and Belgomia. At first, the master refuses to believe it. He is shocked and angry, saying that Benedetta is sacred and chosen, and that such accusations cannot be true. But the head nun firmly insists and urges him to come and witness the truth himself. Finally, the master agrees and sets out for the church with her. As they travel, the master notices that the plague in the city has grown worse. Dead bodies and sick people can be seen everywhere, making it clear that the situation is becoming dangerous. This only adds to the tension. When the master arrives at the church, he immediately questions Benedetta and Belgomia. He asks them directly if the accusations are true, but both of them deny everything without hesitation. Unsatisfied, the master takes Belgomia away to the basement for interrogation. There, he questions her harshly and applies severe to force her to speak. The pain becomes unbearable, and her screams echo throughout the church. Benedetta hears her cries, but is completely helpless, unable to save her. Finally, unable to endure the any longer, Belgomia breaks down and confesses everything. She admits that she and Benedetta were involved in a forbidden relationship and reveals all their actions. She even shows the object they used, leaving no doubt in the master's mind. Hearing this, Benedetta suddenly changes. She begins speaking in the voice of Jesus and declares that the master has committed a grave sin and will face consequences. Her words create fear and confusion among everyone present. Soon after, Belgomia is thrown out of the church and a harsh decision is made. Benedetta will be burned alive in front of everyone as punishment for breaking sacred rules. Around the same time, it is revealed that the master himself is infected with a deadly plague, though he hides this truth from others. The next day, a large crowd gathers as Benedetta is brought forward for execution. The atmosphere is tense and filled with fear. Just as they begin to something unexpected happens. Blood starts flowing from her hands, just like the wounds of Jesus. She begins speaking again in a powerful voice, warning everyone that if they harm her, no one will be saved from the plague. Her words terrify the crowd. Panic spreads quickly, and the people turn against the master. In their fear and anger, they attack him. At the same time, Belgomia returns and manages to rescue Benedetta from the execution. The two escape from the church and travel far away, finally finding freedom. For a while, they live without fear, enjoying a life away from strict rules and control. However, this peace does not last long. Benedetta eventually says that she wants to return to the church, believing it is her true home and destiny. At this moment, Belgomia reveals the truth. She tells Benedetta that there was never any divine presence inside her. She exposes that Benedetta had been using a hidden piece of glass to create on her hands and deceive everyone into believing she was chosen. Hearing this, Benedetta becomes silent. She doesn't argue or deny it. Instead, she quietly turns away and begins walking back toward the church as if accepting her fate. And with this emotional and thought-provoking moment, the story comes to an end.